Hi guys, this is the last video of the day. You're probably seeing they've got the same background, same clothes on. I'm just doing them one after the other. But yeah, I'm in the mood for doing blogging. So you've got three blogs from me today. Today's video, unlike the last video was about my favourite fantasy shows. This one is going to be about my favourite science fiction shows. Guys, if you like Doctor Who, you will love these sci-fi shows that I've watched. And the list isn't very big, because I'm not a big fan of sci-fi, more prefer fantasy. But sci-fi stuff, here we go. Okay, first one I've got to mention is Doctor Who, of course. Doctor Who is an amazing television show. The classic is good. And Series 1 of the new Who is good as well. The classic Doctor Who, you've got the companions, you've got the monsters, you've got the different worlds, you've got the different adventures, you've got the excitement there. And it's just so exciting about different actor playing it. You've got the different companions, you've got the stories, you've got the monsters, you've got the special effects and the stories. It's mainly the stories that gets you hooked on Doctor Who. To these days, the stories are good, but some of them may be aimed towards younger children, and I think Doctor Who in the old days was aimed at children, but I feel it was aimed much more higher to our standards today, and I think aimed, so I can watch it as an adult and I still enjoy it because it's not childish. But some of the new series in Doctor Who is very childish, like snowmen and things. That's very childish, and I don't like that. And some of the stories these days, you watch it and you have to think a lot, and you're like, I don't get that, or I don't know this. I like to just sit there, like in Russell T Davies' era, just sit there, watch it and go, this is a good story, I'm enjoying watching this, that was good. And then you see the next time training and think, oh my god, that's exciting, I want to watch that next episode next week. Nowadays it's like oh, what's that, or what was that, or you got to keep thinking and going all that. And the next time trailer comes on and it looks good, and like, we're not so excited now because you didn't enjoy the bit before, and I hate that. Anyway, we're talking about sci-fi series. That's Doctor Who, another fantastic sci-fi show. If you love Doctor Who classic, you'll absolutely love this. It's called Blake 7. Blake 7 is amazing. It starts off with a bunch of criminals, but Blake is a revolutionary person, and they wiped his memory. Altered his memory, so he forgot and became a normal citizen until the rebels got him back again, and they said, and they showed him who they were, but the rebels all got massacred, and they brought him back, and they had to make up false charges to make sure he gets sent off to a penal colony, which is like a prison planet. And so they get sent off with these group of people. So there's Villa's there, Jenna's there, Avon's there. These are the characters, and Gan and stuff. And then they find this floating ship left abandoned from a war, and because the crew don't want to risk their own lives, they send the prisoners over and they steal it, and it becomes the Liberator, and they become a fighting force against the evil Terran Federation. And it's written by Terry Nation, so remember Terry Nation, it's going to be good. The same person who invented the Daleks and wrote the Dalek stories, so it's going to be good. It's created by Terry Nation, written by Terry Nation, some of the episodes, and it's really good. And the Federation, you've got Servalan, the really powerful evil character, and Blake's crew, and then it goes through and they go to different planets and they fight the Federation. You see monsters. Their monster special effects aren't very good. They're quite shit, like Doctor Who's are better, but Blake 7's special effects for things is... There's like an episode where they turn this man just floating in a thing. Looks like made out of plasticine. He just looks like he's made like Morph from Smart TV. Yeah, is that Smart? Yes, from Smart. And, you know, he looks like he's made out of like plasticine, Play-Doh, you know. And there is some better special effects, and it is really good. And then you go through the first series. Blake disappears, because I don't particularly like him, so I don't care if he's disappeared. And then we get Avon takes over, and then we get one of my favourite characters is Dana. He's a black character, and she fights and kills. And, I like her character. And we get Taran, who's another good character. and then the villains, and people die off as well, which is a bit sad. And then you come to the final, and the Liberator gets destroyed at one point, and then they go freedom fighting on this other planet. And then the final finale where they all get killed off. But it's a brilliant series, love it, different planets, massive spaceship, brilliant sets. A lot of people who were in Doctor Who classic series are in this series, and it's written by Cherry Nation. It's amazing. You should go out and watch it, or at least watch a trailer or a few videos on YouTube, because it's good. Another sci-fi series I cannot do this video without mentioning is Star Trek. I'm not too big fan of Star Trek. Haven't particularly watched much of the classic, but Next Generation is something I would highly recommend because it's really good. Because I watched the Star Trek films and I liked it, but of course I watched Star Trek Next Generation because it has why else I might always go blank in these videos. It's got not William Shatner, it is so why can I remember one and not the other? It is Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart. That's it, Patrick Stewart, who was in the X-Men films. So he was in the X-Men films. I love X-Men, and so I watched it because he was in it, and he plays Jean-Luc Picard. And all the other characters are really good. Whoopi Goldberg's in it, so that's another good reason to watch it. And it's really amazing, all the Klingons and the Ferengi and the Romulans and all the different planets and different stories and all these things that are happening, and Data's really good. I like Data. And yeah, it's really good. I love, since Star Trek Next Generation seems to be the best one out of the whole of Star Trek, I think. Because I'm sure everybody says they love Next Generation. Go on a top sci-fi television list. Next Generation always comes up, and it always comes before, it comes further down the list towards the #1 spot than the original Star Trek. So it's amazing, brilliant special effects, brilliant set, brilliant characters. I love it. Star Trek Next Generation, it's awesome, so you should go and watch that. If you haven't watched the rest of the Star Trek, watch Next Generation because it's absolutely awesome. Another sci-fi series I like, Andromeda. That was quite good with the computer. It's like Star Trek, similar. It's about a ship called the Andromeda, and there's an actual person who is Andromeda, kind of the computer visual point, which is Andromeda. And they have a crew, and it's about a Federation, but he accidentally gets sucked into a black hole and held there for a while. Hundreds years later, they find him, and he's like, the Federation's collapsed, no more peace. He tries to bring peace back to everybody, and it's okay. I haven't watched most. I've watched one series of it, but that's another one we added to the list. That's good. So my list is Doctor Who, Torchwood, Doctor Who, Torchwood, Next Generation. I didn't mention Torchwood, but Torchwood is good anyway. Next Generation, and what else did I say? Andromeda, Next Generation, Blake 7. So there we go. Thank you. It's my last video for today. Goodbye.